put very conservative members on the Supreme Court. He takes credit for taking it away. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? In fact, if the MAGA Republicans, he gets elected, and the MAGA Republicans control the Congress, and they pass a universal ban on abortion, period, across the board at 6 weeks or 7 or 8 or 10 weeks, something very, very conservative. Is he going to sign that bill? I'll veto it. He'll sign it.
Thank you.
Let's turn now to the issue of immigration and border security. President Biden, a record number of migrants have illegally crossed the southern border
That's
on
it,
your watch.
Hakeem. Yeah, that's it, Hakeem, because we did that. Yeah, so go ahead, Jalen, because you're a woman. What
Yep.
is your thoughts on that? Because I want to hear a woman take on this one.
Hands
I
off.
think, oh God, I think that the Supreme Court justices are doing what they're supposed to do.
Stand on
They
business.
are reevaluating the court cases that have gone through their system to make sure that the arguments that were made were viable. When it came to Roe v. Wade, the argument that was presented, the 14th Amendment, Section 1, was not a strong enough argument. Due process was not a strong enough argument for that case, and that's why it was overturned. Simple. I don't see a problem with it. I think it should be left up to the states to make their own evaluations on how they want the abortion laws to be within their state. If you don't like those terms, I suggest you be a bit more choosy on who you have sex with. The only time I am for abortion is if there's a criminal aspect, a medical emergency. That's it. If it's just an optional thing that you're choosing to do, I'm not for it. That's my stance on it.
I see you in a
But
new light now.
oh yeah, me too. But quick question: what happened when it comes to the aspect
You
of
in a new light.
the mother don't have the means, the ends meet to take care of that child?
That should have been thought about. You when it comes to having sex, you understand that a baby is going to possibly come out of that equation. If you don't want to have children, there are options to protect yourself from that.
That's correct.
No lies.
We should have had you on stage instead of Joe Biden. Then you should have been the one on stage.
No lies detected. I'm a stamper. I'm gonna give it.
No, for real. She is. I ain't been in touching on it. I don't know Thanos or True.
Go ahead. I don't got nothing.
I mean,
she killed it.
I mean, everything that Jay said is 100%. For me, I just wanted to tap on the thing that Trump tapped on. That so many people he's the first one I heard that. If you actually look at the Roe v. Wade thing, it does allow in certain states they can circumvent where they can actually terminate the child after it's born, bro. Nobody never touched on that, and that is absolutely true. That's why I said, see, what people don't understand, once you get into trying to make these type of things laws, there's always a way that it's going to be pushed to the limit, bro. It's going to be pushed. Like, it's going to go first. It's going to be, like you said, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester. And then now, as soon as the baby born, so what is it? No more considered murder now? Because now the child is outside the womb. But yes, in certain cases, they will allow it. They will. And he's the first one I ever said. That's why I said, if you're going to vote for someone, vote for him, man. And I'm dead serious. Vote for him. I don't care what your feelings is. I don't care all about that type of stuff. If you want things to at least get on some type of, I would say normacy, not better, but normacy, we need to get his tail back in here, man. Seriously. And,
I don't understand why Biden said that wasn't true. Does he understand what post-viability means?
Correct.
No.
The states may they have the option to restrict it, but that doesn't mean it's restricted.
Well,
so yes,
Biden's
there are some
defense,
states that offer post-viability.
Exactly.
I'll be honest. In Biden's defense, this debate they had to have no notes. It was just straight head.
Bro,
Wait,
he's
For them
supposed to
why would
know
that be
that.
defense, Ronnie?
He's
Why would
Say
that?
supposed to
again.
know that.
Why would that be in defense? Because yeah, we want to hear
You know,
from him.
Exactly.
nobody, cause he's an older guy, so you know he may
No,
forget.
man.
As
So that's why I'm
See,
like,
as
there's
the
no.
I'm saying for his defense.
as the president of the United States of America, if you go up there and you don't understand the legal ramifications of different laws
Yes,
and cases, you
ramifications. Yeah.
don't need to be the president.
Yeah.
You
He's
need to be
supposed
somewhere
to, bro.
else.
Well, we had
Mandatory.
we had George Bush who used to get C's in school, so anything is possible in the United States.
Talking
You
about
know,
Nah,
Yeah.
well, we I told you that when it come to books and all that, like when you in your position, all that stuff may not matter. Like those who went
it
to
don't
college
matter
understand.
exactly.
We don't, unless you're doing
Correct.
certain things. Most of them classes you're not using. They just want to see that you have a certain level of discipline to go through a 4-year school
I
and actually
understand
go
that,
through it.
but
But
when it comes to these presidential debates, they have preparations for these. They go through
no,
preparation
I
for
was talking
the.
about something else. I
Oh,
was,
I was about to say.
No, they do
No,
go
no, he wasn't
to
going
For
against
him,
you, Jay.
preparations. Yes, they
He
do go
wasn't
to
going against
preparation for the debate. But I want to say he didn't have his notes, his cards, so he probably like, crap, I don't even know what it means. So, but
but even on the other side of it, like I respect freedom to assemble and all that. But I had my son in the car. I can't turn his eyes
mm,
off when we drove past that, and they showed the third
you.
trimester joints,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they was whole babies. Like they even
Yep.
had the joints where they had a dime, an actual
mm,
dime, and they got the baby arms on it to show the size, like how they pulling out actual beings. I'm not calling it no zygo. I'm not calling it all that,
Yeah.
technical
Thank you.
terms. Like
no, that's real.
this was a baby.
No,
Like
serious, bro.
Sad.
That's
and
why I
and,
said,
and the
Sad.
tools they use, you can tell like the baby wasn't necessarily deformed, but because of
hmm
you have to be aggressive with it in some parts because they didn't naturally, you know what I'm saying? They didn't naturally had a baby that they basically get ripped apart and then
that's
It's
thrown
why.
in a
disgusting.
trash
Hey,
bag.
hey, Thanos, I
It's
was
just
just
disgusting.
talking to my shorty about that 2 days ago. I said, yo, a lot of people, they don't want to actually look at what actually happens. And the baby can feel it.
Mm,
They feel it. So don't try all that type of stuff and saying, oh, it's just a fetus and everything. It can feel it. He or she can feel you ripping his arms off. They grabbing the thing, twisting and turning the head off. They snatching all that apart. Yes. That's why I said to me, I don't care what nobody say. It's murder, bro. It's murder. Stop having sex. That's what that's for. Sex is to procreate. Number one first. It just so happens that it's pleasurable to have sex. Pleasure is not first. Procreation is first. If you're not trying to procreate, then stop trying to have sex. But as always, we use shit and just screw it up and taint it. And then as soon as something that comes behind it, oh no, it's my fault, or I don't want to take care of it, or something like that. Have the baby and give it up for adoption. There's people out here that is crying on their knees right now for children,
facts. That is facts.
crying, begging God, please open my womb up. Make my loins fertile and all these type of things. Praying, going to doctors ain't nothing working.
Yeah.
Adoption is
That's
the
true.
key, bro. Give that baby up. I'm planning on like in a couple years, I'm adopting a kid.
Yeah, I believe in
Adopting
that. I
an
believe in adopting kids too. I mean, shout out to Genesis at the
infant.
Dark, who's also in the building. Shout out to you, sweetheart, for being
And I
here.
already
He
said
said,
I had a conversation about this. Like I even take it a step further because somebody asked me a question because they always got to go to the extreme part. Certain situations where let's say your daughter, because that's what they want to do. My daughter gets raped. She end up pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I've already had
mm-hmm,
this conversation with my daughter.
Mm.
She's going to keep it
mm,
and have the baby, and then she will decide whether she will be able to psychologically care for that child as her own, or we give it up. She will not delete it. We've already
mm.
talked.
that in those conversations, I tend to disagree.
Yeah, I know.
That's the only part I
That's fine.
disagree with.
That's
I
fine.
feel like depending on the situation. I can't look at a child and tell them, I understand something very traumatic happened to you, but even though it happened to you, I'm gonna force you to go through with this anyway. Even
No,
though it's
you
wrong.
didn't. You didn't
You
hear.
didn't choose this. You didn't choose this at all.
Did you hear force, or did you hear me and my daughter had a conversation?
No, I mean, well, what else is it?
You didn't hear that, did you? I said we talked about it, and she said yes, she would keep it.
Yeah,
She
but
doesn't believe in that.
I'm speaking as if there
Oh,
is
if
no type of
somebody's forcing it.
protection.
Oh, okay.
There's no type of protection legally for these women that go through those traumatic situations. There's no type of safety net for them legally to be able to have an abortion. I'm talking about that. I
Yeah,
don't agree with people that see that as okay.
Mm.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I agree with that. You're entitled for that. That's your opinion. I mean, for me, I just no. I can't. I can't do that. Not to a child, bro. I
I can understand like in an individual household, but we're talking about a whole state possibly telling people they can't do that under no circumstance,
yeah,
even if that happens.
yeah.
That's
I would
not
hope. Yeah, I
sorry.
mean, I know you thinking on the